Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is all about being stuck in a rut and those post-race blues. Speaking from experience, and I'm sure a lot of your experience as well, we've all been in that situation where maybe you haven't run in a while, you're just not enjoying it and you're struggling to get back into your routine. We've got loads of tips and tricks that I've used over the years to get my running back on track, performing how I want to, and putting that smile back on my face. So sit back, relax, let's get this video done. The first thing to point out is just accept that you don't have to be running every single day, every single week of the year. It sometimes can be really good to take a little break after a race, take some time out for yourself and just let your body and mind reset. These races and our training take a lot of physical and mental stress on the body, so it's really important to make sure you're fully recovered before you get out there training again. Now, of course, running is so individual, that will look different for everybody. Some people will be ready to get back at it the very next day, and some people it might take a week or two. The general rule is you can kind of take 7 to 10 days completely off running before you're going to start being worried about sort of losing any fitness. And another little point to say with stress, your body can't differentiate between the stress that it's under for your running and the stress that you might have in everyday life from work and childcare and financial, all of that sort of stuff. So if you are in a bit of a rut with your running, maybe picking up some injuries and things like that, it's always a good idea to try and look at the whole picture. Now, I love to have a really big variety in my running and where I run. So I'm always looking for new places to go and run in, new sights to see, smells, sounds, and all that sort of stuff. So I spend a lot of time on Strava and the route builder and on heat maps especially. Heat maps is free and you can look for some new areas to go. Maybe look for a different park run to head to, speak to some of your friends and get some suggestions of new places to run. Or maybe head out to some trails, maybe head to a track. Just mix things up and get out of your standard routine of just doing your usual sort of 30, 45 minute loop. Get out for some new places and do some exploring. Have you got a possibility to meet some friends or make some new friends potentially as well when you're out on the run? Joining a club just can take that mental stress out of getting your run done sort of once or twice a week. A lot of us are so much more inclined to go when there's a coffee beforehand or maybe some drinks afterwards as well. Combine it with these social events that a lot of these clubs will put on. It's really good for that accountability to make sure you are at a certain place at a certain time every week. And of course, it's great to get out and socialise, meet some new people. Maybe your local running store has a weekly run. Maybe you head to park run again, or maybe look at something like Good Gym as well. Really good options to get out, run with some people, have a chat, de-stress, and get your runs done. All new on the website benparks.com, we've just launched these brand new in-between race plans to get you from finishing your race all the way up to your next race, to navigate this tricky period and to keep your motivation high, keep the training ticking over without that all-out intensity and big volume that a regular training plan will take you through. Each plan comes with 3 4-week blocks, so you can do 4, 8 or 12 weeks. They just help maintain that structure, keep you consistent. Got some really good fun and interesting workouts in there that are guaranteed to put a smile on your face. There's nothing too hard in there, nothing to get scared about, nothing to dread. They're just there to help keep that motivation high through this period. So check them out, benparks.com. Now, if you are in a bit of a rut and you don't want to have that structure in training, it doesn't suit everybody, then it can be a really good idea just to try and switch off from that training mentality. And how would I suggest doing this? Get rid of the Garmin. I don't wear a watch day to day. I only really wear it for the running. But take the watch off, take all your heart rate monitor stuff off, and just go for a run. And if you're running in your local area, you're going to know how far it is. You can just keep a paper log or just keep it digitized on the computer or just manually upload it to Strava if you really have to. But it can be really freeing to ditch the tech and get out and just to feel how we've been running for hundreds of years before this tech came into our lives. Just running for the fun of it. It does feel really, really odd when you first start without looking down and checking your pace, but it's just far less stressful. Give it a go and see what you think. Of course, it's fine to go for a walk instead of going for your run, or what a lot of people like to do is something called jeffing, which is run walk. And you might just walk for a couple of minutes, run for a couple of minutes. You're still gonna get your running in there, but it doesn't have that stress of having to go out for a whole long run. Of course, you can go cross training, getting into the gym, getting on the bike, getting on the cross trainer, do some core strength, really work on this during this sort of in-between phase can be really good to get stronger, work on those weaknesses, because a lot of us get a little bit scared doing some strength training when we're back end of a marathon block because we don't want to jeopardize anything. But a really good idea to repair all those weaknesses, get strong, and get ready to start your next training block. A couple of ideas of some runs that are really good fun to go on. A fartlek, which can just be adding something like anywhere between 30 to 60 seconds of fast running, random bursts, and say we're doing a 10k fartlek. Much of that run is going to be running a nice, easy conversational pace. And then maybe add in once every k, so 10 little blocks of just some short, fast running, really take it up to around about our 5k pace, and then calm down again. Completely random when you want to put these in. Work on our form, get a little bit stronger, work on that sort of turnover as well. Another run I like to do is just an out and back type of run where you run back faster. So just out, nice and easy, turn around, and then come back at a much faster pace. This might be out easy, turn around, and come back at marathon pace. Very simple. It's nice to feel running hard as you're running home and get inside and have some nice food when you get back. Another type of workout that's really good, and please hear me out on this one, is hills. Because I know a lot of people don't like hills, but they can be so good at improving our form, improving our strength, improving our fitness. But what's really good about doing hills is it's very hard to compare them to old workouts. If we say we're doing 6 by a K and we know we always do this in 3:30 or 4 minutes or whatever it is, we have a good thing in our head of comparing it, and that can sometimes get us down if we're not quite where our fitness wants to be. With hills, just doing sort of 60 seconds up a hill, 90 seconds up a hill, it's just good, solid, hard work, and quite hard to compare it to maybe how we were in the past. So yeah, really recommend getting hills in. They are good fun at the end, and that feeling of satisfaction when you've done your hills can be really good. Another tip that I sometimes hear is people that like to switch up the time of day that they run. And if you're a morning runner, maybe try and run in the evening. Evening runner, try and run in the morning. Just changing it up like that, the world looks a very different place around you, and yeah, it can just be something a lot nicer to look at as you go out on your run. Is this a good time to come off social media for a bit? Come off Strava, come off Instagram. Comparison is that thief of joy. When you're not feeling it and you're seeing everybody else out there smashing it and getting their runs done, then it can be a little bit demotivating. For some people, it's really good and it will really motivate you to get out. But for some people, it can be a good idea to have a break. I always give myself it all normally works out about 3 to 4 weeks off social media completely during the whole year. Just when I'm feeling a little bit down, just feeling a little bit, I'm just not fancying this. I put my runs on private just for a little bit. There's my mental health improves and things get a little bit better. You can go back on social media. Just be a little bit aware of your relationship with social media and what it plays in your running. Also, can you combine your running with maybe run commuting? Maybe you run to work, run home from work, or run into the shops at the weekend. Me and Sarah love just running into central London when we need to go rather than taking the train. And then all of a sudden you've got your run done and you're where you need to be. Sometimes we meet up from friends, we'll go and have some dinner and then run home, and you've got again, you're totting up your weekly mileage there and saving money on the train travel as well. Something that a lot of people say is purchasing a new pair of shoes or maybe a running hat from benparks.com can really help to add that motivation. Something new to go out and run in, a new bit of kit. It can really add just that little bit of excitement into your running, and you want to get out and run in your new gear. As a lot of you guys know, benparks.com for your best running gear, running hats and training plans as well. Feel free to use code YouTube for 10% off your order. Moving on, when you are feeling a little bit better, it can be a really good idea to find a new race to enter. Now, there's so many different websites all around the world. We'll put my 2 favorite ones for finding races up on the screen now. This can be really good to reignite that fire and get that motivation to train. Now, what I suggest is maybe if you've always just done marathons, try something new. If you've always done halves, again, try something new. There's so many different types of running we can do. So maybe a trail race, a track race, a canicross race if you've got a dog, maybe your first triathlon, some cross country, your first ultra. Loads of different types of stuff we can do. It's a slightly different type of training, something new for you to do. Maybe getting out and exploring some new races, some new places to get your training done for that particular race. It really gives your running a new purpose. It can be really good to find that new challenge while it's still combined in that overall love of our running. Up next is a video where I tried out cross country. When I was in a little bit of a rut, I thought, why not get out there and see what cross country is all like? So that video is coming up. Hope you guys get out of your running rut. Hope you guys get out of your running rut soon. Those post-race blues fade away and you're back running with a big smile on your face and enjoying getting it done. Keep on working hard, guys. Keep on getting done. And we'll see you very soon in the next one.